Good afternoon, everybody. This is Scott with Implementation Specialist. Today, I just wanted to cover SmartList Designer and SmartList Builder. What are they and what are the differences between these two programs? All right, there's my contact information. If you ever have any questions regarding either of these or need assistance building SmartList in either program, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you. Okay, one moment. I've just been informed my screen's not sharing, so let me relaunch that option here. All right, I do apologize about that. There was a slight issue with our conference room upstairs. So I had to run down to our downstairs conference room here, and I must have forgot to reshare my screen here when I switched monitors. I do apologize for that. But hopefully we are back up and running now. All right, what we're going to be covering here today, like I said, is this is going to be a pretty narrow review here on SmartList Designer. What is it? What is SmartList Builder, and what can they do? Both of these are rather in-depth programs, so rather than going over every little detail that we can see here, what I will do is kind of explain the differences and the capabilities of both, and then we'll run a couple of demonstrations in both here, just kind of get you the basics here. If you do wish additional training, we can certainly provide that to you as well here and get you more familiar with both of these programs so you can get up with customizing and building your own smart lists. All right, SmartList Designer. SmartList Designer is the smart list editing tool released by Microsoft with GP 2013 Service Pack 2. Or was that 15? What it was the SmartList Builder license had reverted back to E1, so Microsoft had released their own program. It's a free tool that allows you to copy existing or create brand new smart lists or the refreshable Excel reports using the current SQL table and views. The SQL tables basically just pull, for those of you that are familiar, kind of pull directly from the database, while views you can kind of custom build them here. Depending on your flavor, I know some like to do just the SQL table joins and some like to do custom view builds. SmartList Builder is the editing tool that was initially developed, as I said, by E1 Solutions. The rights were returned to E1 with 2013 R2, so it is no longer available to be purchased from Microsoft and must be purchased directly from E1 Solutions. SmartList Builder is actually a suite of modules, in fact. SmartList Builder, Excel Report Builder, Navigation List Builder, and the Drill Down Builder. We are just covering SmartList here, but one thing I do want to call out here that I do actually get quite a few questions on is the navigation panes. So give me just one moment here. I'm going to hop over to GP. I believe, yeah, this is my 2018 date here. What the navigation pane is this field right here that you see throughout GP. On your home page, many people know you can right-click, add, and go through that, but if you are on anything other than your home page, I don't know if you can hear, but I'm right-clicking. You cannot edit this within the vanilla GP here, but that is something that E1 Solutions does provide. So that is something you are looking for. Again, that is provided in addition to the ability to edit smart lists. All right, SmartList Builder. As I had noted, SmartList Builder or Designer, excuse me, can pull from views and the SQL tables currently in the databases. SmartList Builder has several additional data sources. It can pull from other SmartList SQL Server tables and SQL scripts. So you can put them together and put them in there. It can use data connectors, or those of you that have Extender, it can also pull from those resources. allowing a lot more customizability with SmartList Builder compared to the SmartList Designer within GP. What can they both do? These are features that are common to both SmartList Builder and Designer. Like I said, we'll kind of go over the basics here, do a little bit of creation in both so you can kind of see the difference here. But they can both create new tables. You can link multiple tables together. Like some popular requests for payroll customers is to display employee name, address information, and then like their email address all in one SmartList. GP actually stores that on multiple tables. So what that could do is is you can join all three of them together, so it'll flow into one view, so it'll all look like it's pulling from one data source when instead it's just pulling by three. Create drill down go-tos. What that is a lot of the default SmartLists. If you double click on the field, it'll actually pull up the appropriate window in GP, so you can view the data directly in GP. It can display currencies, $, $0 signs, and the like. Create Microsoft Excel reports. Use restrictions. You can preview the data before you put the SmartList into play. You can use calculated field. You can modify the default fields and columns. And again, you can preview SQL scripting that it could produce. So it's all basic, very basic here. A lot of what people kind of get down to here would be creating the new SmartList, either by linking the tables or the views, go-tos, and then formatting with like the display, the currencies, and the like. In addition, SmartList Builder can do the following. It can modify the default SmartLists that are included in GP. One thing that I do like to point out is that we do not recommend that. What we have seen is by modifying a default SmartList, is that when you run that SmartList to modify default, we found that it's now stored in two places in the database, the default, and then also has the modifications in SmartList, so it really slows down the operations. Usually what the first thing we'll do when somebody contacts and say, hey, I modified this SmartList in SmartList Builder, and now it runs really, really slow, is we would, if it was one of the default ones, we'll usually just kind of delete that out and then create a copy of it, and then put your modifications into that SmartList, and that usually runs it a lot quicker, providing the data. Combine the work, open, and history tables. Those of you that do like purchasing or sales, most you'll have, like when you run the inquiries, you'll have the option to display open work history. You can just do that here. Create new series folders, and I'll kind of point that out. What that is over on the left, you'll have the folder sales, payroll, company, and the like. You can add additional ones there. Add field is available but hidden. Field formatting, decimal places, and the like. Multi-company SmartLists. Some of our customers that have several companies in their GP environment will love that feature. What that allows you to do is basically run it as multi-companies. It'll run across all companies and display it in there, so you don't have to keep hopping around between SmartLists. You can create summary SmartLists. You can reorder the columns, move them around as you like. Functional security. Create navigation lists, drill down the end of the table finder. You can also import and export and create duplicate lists. Again, a lot of people here will just do a lot of the creation here, but this is additional functionality. Like I said, this can get very in-depth here, and with half an hour that we have here, unfortunately, it's not enough time to cover everything. All right, and then for more in-depth comparison between the two tools, there is a link. If you would like that link, again, at scott@iscorp.biz, I would be happy to send that out to you. But it does kind of give a comparison here. Again, E1 Solutions is the developer SmartList Builder here, but it's pretty accurate. And then one question that we have is, we've built these reports in SmartList Designer. Is it possible to move into SmartList Builders? In most cases, unfortunately, the answer is it is not. but with the 2018 release of SmartList Builder, you can upgrade them from SmartList Designer to SmartList Builder. And that way it'll basically move everything over for you, allow you to run that here, and you'll be good to go. All right, so I'm just going to check to see here before we kind of hop over to systems here and see what's going on, if there are any questions. Okay, I am not seeing anything here, so what we will do here is we are going to start off into GP, and this is my GP 2016. In GP 2016, I have a SmartList Designer running. I have not installed a SmartList Builder here. And you kind of access them the same way you just launched SmartList, either through an icon or Dynamics GP SmartList. And that will pull that up here. Now these are the kind of the default ones here. I'm just going to go ahead and click on one here, and this is a default SmartList. And this is just pulling the Fabricam data here. Let's stop there. But as you can see, the modify is grayed out. I'm unable to edit this default SmartList. But I can create new ones here. And then this is what SmartList Designer looks like here. It's a little bit different from you. That Builder is kind of an all-in-one window. There's a lot of hopping back and forth. You can give the name. You can say, what product does this run on here? I usually just put that under GP because it'll let me put that in the sales folder here. And then it should be that way. Okay, here, may not. And then what we can do from here is pull up our information here, and you can see the database view. We can go to GP, and under these we'll have the table, so we can break that down here. I was going to show you, and we can come down here, and you can do this across the modules. The green shades if you want. Perhaps my mouse is not registering. I apologize about that. What certification menu, you can come in here, expand this on, and you just check the box next to what you want to add here. If you want to use views, here you have system, which is basically, generally that is pulling from your Dynamics database and company. And what I did here is I added a view that I had created here called view login date and time. Had a couple customers that run in a terminal server environment, and they'll have users that close the terminal server but don't actually exit out of GP, so their licenses kind of get locked. So they just want to see who was in, so they could quickly identify who they might be able to remove. So if we want to add that to the SmartList here, we would just, as you can see, this will show me the selected fields here. Company logged into, the username, everything. Relationship, if I wanted to join tables here, you want to do let's say your table name, which is, you would just select your table. As you can see, those of you that are familiar with SQL, it basically kind of uses joins, and then you have your next table here. I don't have anything on here. This is a rather simple one I just want to start off with here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and clear that out. Filter, we can certainly apply filters to this. And again, this is your most not like, not any of. Very similar to those of you that have done the search functions in SmartList. To be honest, I'm a bigger fan of those search functions than putting it in here, because this will limit the SmartList while with the searches. It gives you a broader area, and you can put in your restrictions and requests better there. And so we'll just throw that there. Now we get log on. As you can see, it pulls up the information there. And then if we want to join a couple of tables, like I had mentioned with the payroll employee information here, we could certainly, And because that is one I create there, it is modify. Because it still pulls up that old information here. So remembering that it was just a system view that I had, we can just come in there and uncheck that. So then under GP, tables, payroll, this might be a bad one because there's quite a few tables here. Okay. As you can see, it has more of the logical names. Those of you that have done like SQL coding might be expecting like UPR 100. So as we can come down here, if we want the employee master table, and that'll come up here to the selected fields, ID, class. We can delete the fields we don't want here, so it'll pull them all in, and we would have to manually edit them out depending on what we want. But then if we wanted to join another table here, I'm just going to put the dot on that down here. We would need to put the joins together here, and usually like in here it is. As you can see here on table 2, it doesn't show one that's previously selected. And then that's pretty much it, and you can execute the query. I kind of noted earlier here, and I'll show you the results down below here. I'll also show you the SQL statement that kind of gets run with that. And then as you can see, it will pull it in here, but because it's pulling from quite a bit of data here, it's running slow. As you can see, I move all the way over here, and it has quite a bit of the information there. But that's kind of the basics of SmartList Designer. SmartList Builder, on the other hand, over here. Has a little bit kind of a security difference here. But the one thing I do want to show you here is we're just going to run my modified button here is visible, so I can go ahead and click on that. I do apologize about that. Anytime you do something within GP or SmartList Builder. It should only take a moment or two here. A lot of times if you do anything in SmartList Builder, it doesn't reflect it properly here. You'll have to refresh the cache, and you can do this by going to Dynamics, GP, Tools, SmartList Builder, and there will be an option to refresh cache there. Basically what it just does is and so there it went through here. As you can see, we can come here and edit, and this might have been a bad one here just because I ran the first one that I saw. So if we hop back here, like I said, we can run any of these and modify them if we want to. Like I said, this can really slow down these default reports if they are running. See, it's just the account summary. We can add tables. And I do have the DPI issue on here, so I do apologize. But let's create that login one that I had done earlier, because there's one security step in SmartList Builder that is different, that kind of lets you, that was referred to with the restrictions, and I want to make sure that you do see that here. So I'm just going to run a new one here and call it. And then one thing I have here, it has a SmartList name and item name. If you notice, it just had the name in Designer. I usually just leave that as is. And so notice here, it doesn't let me add my view. It just has tables. So we're just going to discard that now. For now, and this is something that we do get a lot here in SmartList Builder, and this is the security. And I kind of like this because it kind of can prevent people from what they get into, because if they have access to SmartList Builder, they can kind of go where they want here. So we want to come down to security. In the SQL table security here, it'll say, which one you want to do it in. This will show all the databases, because I got all of them installed on here. I select like I said, the DPI issues. I had to run down and change conference rooms here quick. I had the issue here where all of my fields are unfortunately grayed out. So hopefully we can restart this here pretty quick. Again, I do apologize about that. But what I'm going to do here in the meantime while this runs, I'm just going to check to see if anybody has any questions. And if you do have any questions, please enter them into your question field, and I'll be happy to take a look at them for you here. All right, I'm just getting logged back in now. Again, I do apologize about this. This is an issue with the high definition monitors that comes up here, and I try to avoid this, but like I said, because I had to run downstairs, I changed monitor, so all of my resolutions have changed, which is what causes this issue to appear. Yeah, it's coming up here now, so let's see if we can, there it is. So we'll relaunch the SmartList here. Actually, I was going to show you the security on that, so we'll let. And again, the security is under Tools. There we go. As you can see, we got that now here. So, okay, for some reason it doesn't want to let me run that security here. But what you would have to do here, we'll just select the two database here. It's refreshing now. Is you'd want to come in here, and the basic comes down to is you'd want to, and again, a difference here is this shows the physical name of the table, so you have to be familiar with the actual names of the tables here. So if you try and join tables, provide security here, specifically can cause some issues here. Brings up the views, and then once you enable them here is where it'll allow you to run them on the back end there. And we'll just create one here quick just to kind of show you what it's like in GP. And usually with those names, you don't have to join them because they should already have the security. This is if you do any customizations or anything like that, have them in place. All right, to add this here, you click on the plus and you want to go where you want. You can see tables. We want to add a GP table here. This will let you select where you want to pull from, and then here it has the names. And again, this is the logical name. This is what people kind of expect. So if I come in here, it'll say key fields, it's that. Click save, and you got to have the tables one at a time here. And then if we want to join another one here, we just come back into here. And you see it looks different, has that join there. So payroll. And it takes a bit of time for it to refresh here. I'll ask you what it links on, so it's employee to employee ID to employee ID. It is smart enough to kind of catch that here. You would just click save. It'll ask which ones you want to have displayed here. And at the same, and then default will pull it into the default version, and then you can search and add columns. Normally from here through your search menus here. So you can see if it's displayed, display has to be checked before it'll let you do it. And then you just hit through the titles and click save. So a little different look and a little different way on how you have to get across them, but they are both very functional. I do recommend the SmartList Builder to the SmartList Designer just for that extra functionality. I know we have a lot of people that love to edit those navigation fields, and that is usually only done for the SmartList Builder here. And we may cover that in a future webinar for those of you that do have it or might be curious as to what that entails and if it might be worth that price, which I do believe it does. So I'm going to hop back here and just double check any questions. All right, again, like I said, these are half-hour formats now, so I kind of have to rush it. I do hope you at least learned something on this webinar here. I know it was short. Again, if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Or you can reach us out at the office or call or support@iscorp.biz, and we'll be happy to help you. And with that, I would like to thank you for joining on today's webinar, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.